making the turn of the platform, mind the gap. This one is now ready to depart. Mind the closet doors, please stand clear of closet doors.
This train Sunday Wilson Green.
Typical. It's bad enough when they try and make us fall over by breaking the tube hard. But there's no need to plunge us into darkness as well. Where's the torch on this bloody phone? Here! What are you doing with your hand in that lady's bag?
Me?
Yes, you. Who else is near enough?
Sorry, me?
Is there an echo in here? Yes, you.
I don't really know what you're on about. There's no need for the rest of you to shine your lights in just my direction.
You're seriously going to stick with that then, are you?
OK, it may have looked like I had my hand in her bag, but that's not actually the case. It was dark, and I was just feeling around me to get my bearings.
Get your bearings. You were practically up to your elbow rummaging around in there.
I most certainly was not. I was getting my bearings before getting up and finding the intercom to ask the driver what was happening.
And we're supposed to believe that, are we?
Whoa! Steady on, mate, you'll blind me.
This is how it all starts, you know.
What starts?
Society plunging into anarchy.
You blinding me with an excessively bright torch will plunge us into anarchy.
No, being trapped somewhere.
Trapped?
Yep. Society is 24 hours and 3 meals away from total anarchy. The longer we're trapped down here, the nearer we get to ripping each other apart to protect what's ours.
What a load of old tosh.
It's a well-known fact amongst those in the know.
Well, I'm sure it's not going to happen today. There you go. The lights are back on. We'll be on our way in no time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, incident, and it looks like we will, of course, be sitting around for quite some time.
See? It started.
Don't be daft. Half that message was garbled. It could have been anything.
Including descending into anarchy. I just hope that you're all prepared.
Well, I think you'll find we're all a bit more civilised than you think. Well, except for him with his hand in someone else's property. If I were you, miss, I'd keep your bag a little closer to stop him from getting another opportunity.
To be fair, it could have been an honest mistake. It was very dark after all.
Very dark.
Thank you.
Although, when he got on the tube, he did stop and look at everyone carefully before sitting there.
Sitting there?
Oh, how interesting.
What? Good job this isn't the Orient Express. You'd have the knife sharpener working overtime.
You're going to deny what they said as well?
You're going to take their word at face value, but not mine? You think those two old duffers are going to remember one person amongst everyone else who got on and off? They probably imagined it.
We remember you. We're people watchers, see?
People watchers.
You're what?
People watchers. We watch people for fun.
For fun?
For fun?
It's our hobby. Imagining where they're going, where they've been, what their job is, you know, the usual stuff.
Yeah, the usual stuff.
Like I said, they imagined it. Probably going a bit senile as well.
Stage 1. Descent and verbal attack on the weak and elderly.
Oh, good grief! Are you for real? You're crazier than those two Fruit Loops.
Hey, show a bit of respect. Just because they're in their senior years doesn't mean they've lost their marbles. And this guy here is just as entitled to an opinion as you are.
Oh, whatever. All I'm saying is their imagination against my word. And I say I didn't do anything.
Regardless of whether you're guilty or not. A bit of respect doesn't hurt.
OK. I'm sorry if I caused any offence to everyone. Is that better?
Thank you. You know, I think that guy's got a point. Maybe we do need to pull together. Or rather, put on a united front and look out for each other, rather than descend into a self-centred chaos.
What are you suggesting?
I don't know, something like electing a leader and pulling what food we have in case we get trapped here for a prolonged time.
Yeah, if lack of food is the catalyst, then we need to know what food we have and how long it will last for.
Seriously? You're all in agreement with this? We don't even know what the full message from the driver was. It could have been anything.
We know he said we could be here for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Did he say that? All I heard was for quite some time. For all we know, he could have said he's won the lottery and it would be the last train he'd be driving for quite some time.
He's got a point. It's not a solid one, but it needs to be considered.
Thanks. I think.
OK, we concede that you may have a point, but we maintain that the tone of the message implies that there would be long delays.
Long delays.
Exactly. Implied. You think it implied delays, but you don't actually know. And on the back of that assumption, you're all happy to act out some ridiculous doomsday scenario.
It's not ridiculous. And for your information, you're showing textbook signs of stage 2. Denial of the situation.
This young man knows a lot about this kind of situation. We feel that he should be the leader.
The leader.
Thanks for your vote of confidence. But I don't lead, I act. I can't be responsible for your welfare as well as my own. When it all goes to hell, and it will be every man and woman for themselves. I need to be able to concentrate on keeping myself alive, and that's going to be tough enough as it is.
Oh, well, how very noble. It's nice to know you have all our backs. Oh, wait. You're too busy being self-centred to give a crap.
Sorry, but that is the harsh reality of the situation. The sooner you accept it, the quicker you'll adapt and hopefully survive.
Well, with you out the running, I guess that makes me obvious choice for leader. Everyone agree?
What makes you think you're the obvious choice?
I have a high-powered job in the city. When it comes to making tough decisions, I believe I have the fortitude and strength of character to not shy away from making them.
What makes you think that none of us are capable of making the tough decisions? There's more to it than just decisions, you know. You need charisma, so that everyone trusts you to make the right call. Personally, I think I'd make a great leader.
You? Don't make me laugh. You've already given us reason to doubt your integrity. Do you think any of us here would trust you with our food? We'd probably be safer putting our lives in the hands of a politician, and you know how dubious most of those are.
How dare you? Take that back.
No!
I'm warning you. Take that back before I make you.
Will you both just give it a rest? If we're going to be stuck here for ages, and the last thing I need to be listening to is you two acting like children.
You seem to be the one who's thinking most clearly of all of us. We think that you should be the one in charge.
In charge?
What does everyone else think?
Think?
Unthinkable. You're all nodding. You want someone dressed as well, whatever she's dressed as to lead? Well, you won't have my vote.
Uh-oh. You've woken the punk rocker up.
Oh, yeah, now what's this? You're going to beat me into submission now, are you?
Oh, I couldn't possibly lay a finger on you. I'm a pacifist.
So what's with you stalking over here in such a menacing way?
Oh, was I menacing? Oh, dear me. No, I didn't want to appear loutish and shout across the carriage.
Okay. So what do you want?
Well, I stayed out of this fascinating debate so far to allow me to get an unbiased perspective. And now that you're getting close to electing a leader, I wanted to say that I agree with our senior citizens here in their choice. I seriously think you should consider it, miss. I know you've not said much, but when you have, it's been valid and to the point.
I don't know.
He's right. I think you'd be a great leader.
A great leader? That compared to Churchill or Wellington?
Oh, shut up, you. I think you should do it too. It'll only be until we get moving again. You probably won't have to do anything.
You know what? I'll do it. My spirit guide is always telling me I should take control of my destiny. I think the first thing we should do is introduce ourselves. I'm Mary, and this is Petra. We're students and cosplayers.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Petra.
Hello.
Well, that explains the dress sense.
Jen, I'm a housewife, and it's been a month since my last tube trip.
Hello, Jen. Hi, Jen. Art. I'm currently between roles, and I was on the tube yesterday.
Hello, Art.
Roland. I work in IT, and I'm,
It's okay. You're among friends.
I'm a regular tube user.
Hi, Roland.
Hello, Roland.
I'm Jim, and this is Dot. We're people watchers, and this is our first time being stuck on the tube.
First time.
Hello, Jim.
Hi, Dot.
Dirk, survivalist. I don't tube unless I absolutely have to.
Hi, Dirk. John, Stationary Supplies Coordinator.
Stationary supplies coordinator. I thought you said you made high-powered decisions.
Oh, I do! It's not easy putting in stationary orders, you know. One slight mistake, and you've ordered 1,000 HP pencils instead of 100. And don't get me started on stock rotation or post-it note pilfering.
Thank you for that valuable insight. Well, now that we've done with the formalities, I guess we should...
What do you know? I've got signal.
How comes you've got signal? From the looks of everyone else's faces, their phones don't.
I don't know. Probably the metal in my suit.
How many bars? Can we call for help or find out how long they will expect us to be here?
It's only one bar. It should be enough to... Oh.
What?
Signal's gone. No, it's not coming back.
Try putting it against your head side on, like that, like sticking outwards. It'll make your head an aerial. Probably also give you brain cancer, but the sacrifice will be worth it to save us.
I'm not giving myself brain cancer for you lot.
Stage 3. Putting your own selfish needs before others.
You just made that up.
No, I didn't. It's a well-documented social economic study.
Whatever. I'm still not giving myself brain cancer for anyone.
I think we have to assume that, for the time being, we don't have any means of communicating with the outside world. I suggest we pull together what food we have so we can ration it and keep each other from ripping each other apart. Here's what I've got.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Further to my previous announcement, I've just received some additional information. We will be more clever and considerable more inconvenience.
Did anyone catch that?
We think that they said that due to the delay, they will be going to considerable lengths to bring a food trolley along to make up for the inconvenience.
The inconvenience.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll be it. Are you people for real?
There is a theory that says the Transport of London does this on purpose.
What's that supposed to mean?
There's nothing wrong with the trains. There's a mandate from the government to randomly select random lines on random days and fabricate an issue that causes inconvenience for the passengers.
Why?
Are you telling me that you're going to think about anything other than this journey for the rest of the evening, and possibly tomorrow as well? The human brain has only got enough capacity to absorb a certain amount of information at a given time.
What a pile of crap.
If you're distracted with what's going on down here, then you're not going to be concerned about what the government is trying to keep low profile. I bet there's something else major on the roads as well to distract the rest of the country.
Seriously? You're as mad as those two.
I say.
I think we need to change the subject. We're supposed to be a team, facing the upcoming challenge head on, with a united front. All this bickering isn't going to help us. Well, at least we should be comfortable as far as the food goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Are you having any fun? What are you getting out of living? What good is...
Did you hear that?
No. Hear what? Oh, is it a rescue party?
I didn't hear anything out there. I was talking about my stomach. We've been here for hours. When are we going to dish out the food?
Well, I'm sure Mary has a plan. You do have one, don't you?
Oh, there it goes again. I'm surprised they didn't hear that in the next carriage. In fact, it probably registered on those earthquake monitoring systems those scientists have.
I guess it couldn't hurt to have a little something now, but not too much. We do have to make sure it'll all last.
Do you have anything vegan?
Oh, God.
Are you serious? We're possibly about to plunge into anarchy and you're sticking to your high and mighty, not harming animals principles.
Coming from someone who seems to have very few principles.
You know they don't put all the details on the packaging, don't you? Apparently, it's a backlash against fussy eaters. They get a perverse sense of pleasure, knowing you're eating something you believe you shouldn't.
What utter rubbish.
But is it? If I was you, I'd play it safe and steer clear of them. Can I get first dibs on his biscuit, seeing as it's been accounted for?
No, you can't.
It's not like I'm taking an extra one, is it? Look, there's what, 9 of us? So you was expecting the food store to be down by 9 biscuits after we'd had our latest ration. Just because Sonic here decides he won't risk eating one, just means it's up for grabs. Just thought I'd get in before anyone else thought of it.
Are you serious? The depths some people will sink to amazes me. You're really that desperate for a biscuit? You just made all that up, didn't you?
Well, if he's daft enough to fall for it, then who am I to refuse his biscuit if it's going spare?
You thought you were trustworthy enough to be eligible as leader.
Look, that guy in the next carriage is trying to get the window down.
Hello. We were wondering if you had any news on what's going on.
Sorry, not a clue.
Oh well, it was worth an ask. Look, this connecting door seems to be stuck. Can somebody help me climb through the window?
Stage 4. Infiltration attempts from random factions to either steal supplies or assimilate them into their own tribe.
If it's all the same to you, would you mind not coming over?
Well, that's a bit rude. Look, I'll be honest with you. I was just using the information question to break the ice. The thing is, I've just had a massive row with my girlfriend and the atmosphere back here is, to be frank, rather tense.
We think that if you've had a row, then the best thing to do is to fix it. The longer you leave it to fester, the worse you'll feel. Besides, think of the makeup sex you'll have when you get home.
Makeup sex.
She doesn't look like she's going to calm down any time soon for me to try and patch things up. Oh, and it smells really bad back here. Come on, help me climb through.
No, we know what you're up to, and no account of lies and desperate stories is going to change our minds.
Really? I told you they wouldn't go for it. Look, we can see you've got a stash of food over there. It's more than you actually need, and we're all starving back here, so whether you like it or not, I'm coming through and helping you to redistribute it.
I'm only going to warn you once. Stay on your own carriage, or face the consequences.
Who are you, the big man? Try that being that mouthy once I get through here.
Like I said, you're not coming in through that window, and I did warn you.
Oh my God! Did you just taser him?
That's right.
You can't go around tasering people just because you feel like it.
I didn't. I made an exception this time.
You can't taser someone because he's an exception either. It's not fair for you to decide if he fits in your criteria for people to be tasered or not.
Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you. But these aren't normal circumstances. We're teetering on the edge of anarchy, which means the normal rules go out of the window. He wasn't playing by the rules, that's for sure. You may want to stick with those redundant etiquettes and niceties of the civilised world, but when they start stepping outside of the rules, I'll be damned if I'm going to let them tread on me just to keep their head above water.
Yes, but...
There is no buts.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're playing at? Stuffing biscuits into your face.
Well,
It was a rhetorical question. We all know you're an opportunist thief. This is just another example of what a lowlife you really
Now,
are.
hold on a second. I was looking after our interests.
Well, this is going to be good. Go on then. Try and weasel your way out of this one.
It's obvious, isn't it? If they were going to take the food, then me, by eating it, was stopping them.
You what?
OK. When I said it was obvious, I meant obvious to anyone with half a brain. Let me explain it to you in terms you'll understand.
Oh, well, let me show you how annoying you are in a physical way that you understand. Come on, come here.
There's no need for that.
I told you he wasn't trustworthy, and he's just proved me right.
I think we all need to calm down and think of a way out of this. Petra, how about you try your phone again? See if you can get a signal.
I'd prefer not to.
What do you mean you'd prefer not to?
I've only got 17% battery left. I want to save some for when we get out of here.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. If I don't post something on Instagram the moment I get out of here, I'll start losing followers. I've probably lost a couple of hundred just by being stuck here for this long. It'll take me ages to woo them back.
Ugh, get a grip.
I'm sorry, but killing my battery in the faint hope of getting a signal just isn't worth the risk.
Well, maybe you'd rather risk getting battered to death, because if you don't check your phone, so help me,
Okay. Nope, nothing.
Maybe you'd like to check properly now.
I did!
Considering the screen didn't light up your face, and you didn't put a password in, I'd like to know how you checked.
Ah.
Yes. Ah.
Told you there was nothing.
That's not the point. You lied to me. To me. How could you?
It wasn't a lie. More of a fib.
Don't you start splitting hairs with me, or you really will need an ambulance.
Whoa! Just look at yourself. You get a little bit of imaginary power and it goes to your head. What's next? Are we going to annex the next carriage and force them to be part of your empire?
I'd apologise now if I was you. I've seen that kind of manic glint in people's eyes before, and it ain't going to end well for you, regardless of what you do. But at least it'd save you a trip to Casualty.
You'd do well to butt out unless you want to be on the receiving end as well.
Oh!
What's up?
My waters have broken.
It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything.
Have the contractions started?
Oh, yes! Oh. You'll be fine. I've experienced a similar situation before. I know exactly what to do.
What to do?
You've delivered a baby on a train?
No, but I've seen someone on Coronation Street have a baby while trapped in a car in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere?
Suddenly I feel so much better about the whole thing.
You'll be okay. We're all here for you. Besides, we'll probably start moving again soon.
That's if there's anything left out there when we finally get out. For all we know, there could have been an apocalypse-triggering event, and there's nothing left of civilization. It would explain the lack of information from the driver.
You're not helping.
Oh, God, what have I done? I don't want to bring a child into a world of anarchy and hate. What sort of life is it going to have if there's no Costas or McDonald's Happy Meals?
You can worry about that later. First things first, we need to make sure that Junior arrives safely.
Yes, arrive safely. I've changed my mind. I don't want to be pregnant anymore.
That's okay, because very shortly you won't be.
Petra! I suggest you get as far away from me as possible while you still can.
So I can't make observations now?
Not if you want to live.
Jeez.
Can I just mention that even though everyone's quick to point the finger at me, I'm not the only one who's been eating when everyone else is distracted. Our punk friend here has just whipped a chocolate bar out of his pocket.
Well, it's just a small bar. I didn't think that it counted when we were putting food on the pile.
Didn't think it counted, or didn't want to give it up?
Does it matter which? I get vilified for helping, and he's just getting stern looks from this lot. Why aren't you giving him hell for trying to get away with holding stuff back?
If it's holding things back you're concerned about, why do you still have the 2 packets of crisps that you took when next door tried getting in?
Tried getting in?
I do. You know, I'd completely forgotten I'd done that. I was hiding them in case next door got in and tried to take everything.
Likely story. Once a thief, always a thief.
I'm not a thief. Besides, if we're pointing fingers, why didn't our survivalist give up the flask sitting in the pocket of his backpack?
Now,
Give it here.
Honestly, it's not what you think that is. Can I have it back?
Seriously? You want us to give it back? What happened to everyone pulling together, eh? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's every man for themselves as far as you're concerned.
No, it's not that. It's just that it's...
Shut it!
All right.
2 can play that game, you know. I think I'm going to look out for me and have some drink for myself.
I don't think... Oh!
What the hell is this?
Untreated urine.
What sort of nutter goes round with pee in a flask? Actually, don't answer that. We know what sort of nutter. You're here on the bloody train with us. What I meant was why? Why would you do it? It's not normal.
Taking from someone. That isn't normal. I tried to stop you, but you wouldn't listen. You thought you knew better.
He's got a point there. You always think you know what's best.
That's not the point! Why?
I always carry an empty flask with me. You never know when you're going to get caught short. Also, you're never going to know when you're going to be trapped somewhere with limited supply of water. I didn't have a chance to put the purified tablets yet. They're still in my bag.
Oh, God!
You know what? I've had enough. I can't stay here a moment longer.
You don't really have a choice.
Oh, I have a choice, all right. I'm going to pry the doors open and walk to the next station.
Well, what if the power's still on? Or the train starts moving before you get there?
It's a risk I'm willing to take. Besides, she needs help. And look at the level of incompetence in here. She'd be better off with some kind of professional help.
We don't think you should go either.
Shouldn't go.
Look, I'm touched by your concern. Really, I am. But I'm going to force these doors open, and there's nothing you guys can do to stop me.
That's where you're wrong. I suggest you step away from those doors before you get a taste of me taser.
You wouldn't.
What justification are you going to use this time?
Step out of the way. It's for his own good. Don't make me taser you as well.
Don't you dare touch her.
I'm quite capable of looking after myself, thank you very much. I don't need you to fight my battles.
And I don't need you to fight any of my battles.
Well, excuse me. Go on then, jump out of that train. See if I care when you get electrocuted.
Oi! When I get through there, you're a dead man, mate.
You're out of
We're starting out here, and we're now on your feet. That's not fair. Why do you get to keep all the grub? We're going to come and get some.
Weirdos! I've had enough
Good
of
evening,
all
ladies and gentlemen. Now, be resolved, and we are about to be on our way.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Oh, I'd say.
It appears I may have jumped the gun with my last announcement. I've just been informed of numbers which has resulted in massive delays.
What?